Hey guys, this is Locke. In this video, I'm going to talk about Jing Yuan and compare him to Seele to see how much damage both of them could do. I'm going to first talk about how I equipped him so you can get a good idea of where he is and how much more damage he could do if you have even better gears. Let's look at his stats first. So he has 44% crit rate, 98% crit damage, and 2671 attack. The light cone I'm using is his own light cone, which is why he gets the increased crit damage from. This light cone is actually really good for him. It makes his damage so much better. If you are going to go all in on him, I would really advise you to get his light cone as well because it really makes a huge difference for him. His relics are not so great. I'm even using a mismatched pair because that's just what I have. So the damage that I'm going to be doing is with this suboptimal, relics. So if I have even better relics, you can imagine how much more damage I'll be doing. As you can see, even the substats are not that great, and most of these are +9, with just the chest piece at +13. That's just what I have. I don't have any more things to enhance as items, unfortunately. Whereas Seele has so much better equips. It's not the best substats, but most of these are +15 at least, so it gives her a huge edge in terms of the relics that she's wearing. The light cones that she's using is the one that I got from the simulated universe. It's superimposed 5, so it gives additional crit rate of 16%. So if you look at her stats, the attack is similar to Jing Yuan's at 2700. The crit rate is about 20% better at 64%. The crit damage is a little bit worse at 74, whereas Jing Yuan's is at 98. So, keep that in mind. Yeah, I can go into it more, but I should actually show you this as well. The traces that I'm using is not great for him. I leveled up this one because most of his damage is going to be coming from his talents, but everything else is pretty under-geared. Seele, everything else is pretty geared. I haven't got to the last... most of them are at level 6, except for this one at level 4. All the other nodes I've unlocked, which is not the case for Jing Yuan. So Jing Yuan has a lot more potential than what I'm showing you, but already I feel like this will give you a pretty good idea of how much damage he's doing. So let's get into the battle, and I will show you how this works. So actually, before I do that, I should have showed you what blessings I'm using. I wonder if I can see the blessings from here somewhere. I cannot. Okay. Take my word for it, hopefully, and then later on you can see the blessings. I don't have anything that increases the damage of follow-up attacks. Most of these are blessings of the hunt. There are some blessings of preservation that increases crit damage and crit rate additionally. But so I'm going to try to maximize the damage that both of them can do and try to show you that. But let's just look at some numbers right now. So Seele, with their single target skill, she does 8,400 damage, right? Everyone else is going to attack normally. Now he is not going to do as much damage. Most of his damage comes from this thing here, the Lightning Lord. That's where most of his damage will come from. Everything else is just building up stacks. So every time he uses his skill, Lightning Lord gets +2 stacks. Every time he uses his ultimate, Lightning Lord gets +3 stacks. So if he's able to get off 2 skills and an ultimate in one rotation, he will do the highest damage. He'll basically get 10 stacks of the Lightning Lord, and it'll do a lot of damage basically. Whereas Seele, to actually maximize Seele, you want to defeat one of the minions or something and then attack with the ultimate, where she'll have a boosted damage, which she also gets from her light cone that she's using. So I'm just going to attack normally just to get this done with. Hopefully I can use Seele to break that. Let's see. Hopefully a little bit of health will be left over that Seele can kill. Yes, okay. So I can kill this, so I can show you the highest damage potential that Seele can do with this skill. Okay, so she will do 65,000 damage. It's pretty respectable. It's a really high damage, and you know the gear that I've showed you that she has. She her equipments are a lot better skill than Jing Yuan. So let's also compare what the damage of Lightning Lord does from Jing Yuan's skill. So I'm just going to attack normally here and use this and the AoE so that I can bring it up to level 10. So now you can compare, like both of them are pretty much at the highest damage that they can do. And Seele did 65,000 damage. So let's see what his Lightning Lord at 10 stacks will do. I mean, the maximum is 10, so there's no point in going over that. So let's just take a look. At 10 stacks, it does 76,000 damage, right? So that's insane, right? I mean, he's worse skilled than Seele. Not worse skill, like worse equipped than Seele. I'm just going to let this run on auto now and just talk about it. He's worse equipped than Seele, but he did so much more damage with his, what's it called? With his Lightning Lord thing. And keep in mind, he also does some damage himself as well, right? His skills himself, like his own skills, don't do a lot of damage. But Lightning Lord, if you can get it 10 stacks every time, it will do a lot of damage. Most of the time, you'll probably get between 5 and 8. It starts with 3. Every time you use a skill, it goes up by 2. So most of the time, you'll do 5, right? You'll have 5 stacks of damage. But I feel like Seele is kind of in the same position as well. Like if you're fighting a boss that doesn't spawn any minions, you can't really get her passive off to do additional damage, right? And even her light cone is giving her extra 40% attack when she kills a minion or kills somebody. And if there's a boss that she is not able to get that off of, she's not going to be able to get an additional 40% attack. She will just have a normal attack. Similar to Jing Yuan only having 5 stacks or 8 stacks instead of 10. But I showed you the maximum damage that both of these could do with the same blessings on them. There's no additional damage coming in from what's it called? From the from follow-up attack or something. I wish I'd shown you before, but after this, I can hopefully show you what blessings are equipped, and you can see. I do want to mention one thing. The chess piece that I'm using for both of them right now are crit pieces. I feel like in the future, when I'm more equipped and have better substats and have more crit rate, I feel like I can switch Seele's chess piece into a crit damage piece because she already gets additional crit from her light cone, where Jing Yuan is not getting additional crit rate from his light cone. So most likely, when I'm better equipped, I think that I will still stick with a crit rate chest piece for Jing Yuan, but a crit damage chest piece for Seele. So in the future, like, when they're both really, really well equipped, I feel like Seele could potentially have a little bit better damage potential if I use a full crit damage piece. But Jing Yuan most likely will always need that crit rate chest piece. Now I wanted to quickly show you the blessings so you can see that there is nothing here that increases the attack of follow-up damage, right? This is what I'm using. There's 1 from the Blessing of Destruction, and there is 4 from the Blessings of Preservation. As you can see, nothing that increases the crit or attack or damage of follow-up attack, which is what Jing Yuan's Lord of Lightning counts as. It counts as follow-up damage. So I hope this gives you a good idea of the damage potential. Like a lot of people, I've seen some people, especially on the Reddit forums, talking about, hey, he does lackluster damage, why does he hit like a wet noodle? One of the things you really need with him is his light cone. Let's take a look at and read the light cone. Basically, it increases the crit damage by 36%. His Lord of Lightning does crit and does deal crit damage, so you want that. It increases the skill and ultimate by 18%. That's not so important. His skill and ultimate damage is not so high as his passive. His passive is where most of his damage comes from. But if you keep reading, it says that after he uses his skill or ultimate, he gets a special buff, which increases the follow-up attack damage by 48%. And that's where, it massively increases the damage. Yeah, and that's the reason why when I went with the traces, I really leveled up the skill, because that's where most of his damage is going to be coming from. The second thing I would probably focus on is skill, and then third is ultimate, because those are pieces. I'll probably be using those much. I will very rarely be using his normal attack because I want to be building up stacks every time. All of his other nodes are also good to unlock, so I'll be doing that as well whenever I get the materials for it. Um, but yeah, I hope this gives you a good idea on if you want to pull for him, what you can expect from him, and how it compares to Seele. So that's all for my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope to see you guys next time. Take care now.